Now, earlier today, I reported on Caitlyn Clark coming back to the basketball court. Broke the internet. Guys, we haven't seen Caitlyn Clark play basketball probably, I would say July, early July. We're in late to middle December, bro. And I'm telling you right now, well, we're in early December, my bad. I'm telling you right now, it is definitely going to be a sight to see. We ain't wasting no time.
December 2024. Caitlyn Clark steps onto North Carolina soil for the first time since early July. 5 months without basketball. 5 months of silence from the player who broke every viewership record in WNBA history. And the internet's reaction tells you everything about what's been missing. Because this isn't just about basketball returning. This is about whether the most valuable asset in women's sports has been managed correctly during the longest offseason of her career.
Go around. I feel like she has not really been saying a whole lot on social media to kind of help the brand grow, her brand, especially at a time like this. I feel like Caitlyn Clark should definitely be tweeting a little more. She should be posting a little more just to kind of get the engagement back with the fans. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. The engagement is not there from the Caitlyn Clark fan base. So this is what she put today. So today is Aaliyah Boston birthday. So Aaliyah Boston will be down in North Carolina with Caitlyn Clark as well for this whole Team USA situation. Guys, this is big time news. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I'm excited. I'm hella happy.
The observation right there cuts to the heart of something nobody's talking about. Caitlyn Clark averaged 19.2 points and 8.4 assists in her rookie season. She brought 2.1 million average viewers to WNBA broadcasts, triple the league's previous high. She generated an estimated $3.4 billion in economic impact for the league and its partners. And during the most critical growth period in women's basketball history, her social media presence has been practically dormant. Look at the number. Her last Instagram post before the Team USA announcement was 2 days prior. Before that, sporadic updates with minimal engagement strategy. Compare that to her college career at Iowa, where she understood the assignment. Daily content, behind-the-scenes access, constant connection with fans. The engagement was relentless, and it built something unprecedented. So what changed? She went from college superstar who knew how to feed her fan base to professional athlete who seemingly stepped back from the very platform that amplified her brand. And that's not happening in a vacuum. That's a strategic decision someone made.
I mean, when's the last time Caitlyn Clark posted? 2 days ago? That ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? That ain't bad. But I feel like Caitlyn should definitely be posting a little bit more. But yeah, man, she's definitely gonna be making her rounds. I'm pretty sure a lot of people is exploding online about this. Let's head back over to X and see what Caitlyn Clark people was saying on the internet. Let's get the internet reactions. Caitlyn Clark officially arrived at Team USA. Let's see here. What's this? Caitlyn Clark and Lexi Hall latest TikTok? Oh wow, I have not seen this.
Okay.
Here's what makes that assessment fascinating. Caitlyn Clark signed with Excel Sports Management in May 2024, bringing on new representation right before the WNBA draft. Her agent, Abby Howe Goldstein, came from CAA and built her reputation managing high-profile athletes. The expectation was clear: maximize Caitlyn's earning potential, protect her brand, position her for long-term success beyond basketball. But somewhere in that transition, the content strategy shifted. The daily engagement disappeared. The personal connection with fans became filtered, corporate, distant, and for a player whose entire value proposition is built on authenticity and accessibility, that's a risky move. Think about what Caitlyn Clark represents to her fan base. She's not just a basketball player, she's the underdog who got pushed around her entire rookie season and kept getting back up. She's the small-town Iowa kid who stayed humble despite becoming the biggest name in women's sports. Her fans don't just want highlights, they want access. They want to feel like they're part of the journey.
Strawberry and watermelon marshmallows. Okay, ready?
She's forcing me to do this.
Okay, ready? 1.
We don't have enough marshmallows for this. Okay.
2. Don't chew it.
Don't go too. You're gonna have to go faster.
Sorry.
Daniel. 5. Yeah.
Six. 7.
That TikTok with Lexi Hull, posted December 5th at 1:00 p.m., is exactly what's been missing. It's silly. It's spontaneous. It's the kind of content that reminds people why they fell in love with Caitlyn Clark in the first place. Not because she's perfect, but because she's real. And notice the timing. That content drops the same day she arrives at Team USA camp. That's not coincidence. That's someone finally understanding that you can't let a brand this valuable go cold for 5 months. The algorithm doesn't care about your offseason. Your fans don't stop existing because the game's ended, and your competitors don't take breaks from building their own audiences. Here's the reality of modern athlete branding. Consistency beats intensity. Posting once every 2 weeks, even with high production value, loses to daily engagement with average content, because social media rewards frequency and authenticity over polish. Caitlyn's college content wasn't professionally produced. It was real, it was constant, and it built a connection that translated to 18,000 fans showing up to watch her practice at Iowa.
This was posted today at 1 o'clock. This came out earlier today. I think this was pretty funny, man. Look, everybody, Erica stated, slow motion entrance for Caitlyn Clark. Well done, you Team USA. So just like I told y'all earlier today, the content that we're going to get from it, because no one from the media is there, will have to be USA basketball. And this is separate from the W. So I want to see how they is going to handle the management with the Caitlyn Clark content. Like, I want to see a lot of Caitlyn Clark content. I ain't going to lie to you, because we all got to remember, Caitlyn Clark has not played basketball since early July.
Now we get to the infrastructure problem. Team USA basketball controls the content pipeline for this camp. There are no independent media credentials, no beat reporters with cameras, no ESPN film crews getting unrestricted access. Everything we see comes through USA Basketball's official social media channels and their media team. That creates a bottleneck. And bottlenecks are dangerous when you're trying to maintain momentum for the biggest star in women's basketball. USA Basketball's social media strategy has historically focused on the team, not individual players. They'll post practice highlights, game previews, roster announcements. What they don't typically do is create the kind of personality-driven content that Caitlyn Clark's fanbase craves. They're not going to follow her around with a camera for day-in-the-life content. They're not going to capture the unscripted moments that make her relatable. And that's the concern. Because Caitlyn Clark isn't just another player on this roster. She's the reason casual fans will tune in to watch Team USA play exhibition games in April. Her presence elevates everyone around her, but only if people remember she exists. 5 months is a long time in the attention economy. Athletes lose endorsement deals over shorter periods of inactivity. Brands pivot to competitors who stay relevant. Fans find new players to follow. The assumption that Caitlyn Clark's popularity will automatically sustain itself without effort is the kind of thinking that's killed careers.
Building. Caitlyn in the building. Yeah, I know she in the building. Hold on. I'm going to go to the latest. Let me see here. Latest. Somebody else, Caitlyn Clark arrived. Shout out to Correlation. Let's see here. What else is other people saying? Caitlyn Clark Nation, we back. Y'all know we back in the building. Bro, I'm telling you, it is going to be a lit situation these next couple days. Well, really pretty much this whole weekend, man. Y'all gonna have to tune into the channel. The content finna be coming right back like it never left. Caitlyn Clark is back. Bro, I just hope and pray, Lord Jesus, everybody tune in, guys. Everybody gonna have to tune in, bro. It's just that simple. Everybody gonna have to tune in to the return of Caitlyn Clark.
The reaction to that arrival video is telling. Within 13 minutes of USA Basketball posting it, the engagement numbers were already climbing. Comments flooded in. Caitlyn Clark. Trending topics started appearing on X, the WNBA subreddit, lit up, all from 23 seconds of footage showing her walking into a facility. That's not normal. That's what happens when you've starved an audience for content and finally give them something, anything to react to. It's validation of her drawing power, but it's also a warning sign because that level of demand requires feeding. You can't let it sit dormant. Compare this to how other leagues handle their superstars. The NBA doesn't let LeBron James disappear for 5 months without content. His team, his sponsors, and the league itself ensure constant visibility. Off-court content, training videos, family moments, business ventures. The narrative never steps. The WNBA is still learning this lesson. They spent decades fighting for attention, and now they have a player who generates it effortlessly. But generating attention and maintaining attention are different skills. One requires talent. The other requires strategy. And here's where it gets complicated. Caitlyn Clark is 22 years old. She just finished the most physically and emotionally exhausting season of her life. She dealt with flagrant fouls, media controversies, fan expectations, and the pressure of carrying an entire league's viewership on her shoulders. She earned a break. She deserved time away from cameras and microphones and constant scrutiny, but the business side doesn't care about what's deserved. The business side cares about return on investment. And when you're the face of a league trying to secure a $1 billion media rights deal, your offseason isn't really yours anymore.
And she's going to have a rebrand. And this rebrand is going to be legendary. I mean, legendary, bro. Hopefully Team USA hold up their end of the bargain, though, bro, because that's who we got to rely on for the content. Unfortunately, bro, we got to rely on them for the content. Let's check out some more pictures. Aaliyah Boston in the building. Is that Aaliyah Boston logo? Who else in the building? So you sit you on. Look, Stephanie White got her pina colada head. Something in the building. Angel Reese in the building. But y'all know ain't nobody coming in the building how Caitlyn is. Caitlyn gonna break the damn internet. She gonna get the most views and she gonna be talked about the most. Get down in the comment section right now. Let me know y'all thoughts about this.
So let's talk about what a rebrand actually means in this context. It's not about changing who Caitlyn Clark is. It's about refining how she's presented, who controls that presentation, and what the long-term strategy looks like beyond her playing career. Her new representation at Excel Sports Management handles some of the biggest names in sports. They understand endorsement negotiations, media rights, appearance fees. They know how to maximize earning potential during the narrow window of an athlete's prime. That's valuable. That's necessary. But here's what they need to understand about Caitlyn Clark specifically. Her brand is built on accessibility. The moment she becomes too polished, too corporate, too managed, she loses the thing that made her special. Her fans don't want a perfectly curated Instagram feed. They want the player who cried after losing in the national championship, who trash-talked opponents during games, who stayed after practice to sign autographs for kids in Iowa City. The rebrand can't sacrifice authenticity for professionalism. It has to enhance the former while adding the latter. And that's a difficult balance that requires people who understand both traditional athlete management and modern digital engagement. Team USA Camp presents an opportunity. For the next several weeks, Caitlyn will be surrounded by the best players in American basketball. Aja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionesco. Veterans who've navigated the challenges of being the face of the league, who've dealt with media pressure, fan expectations, and the business side of basketball. That mentorship matters. It's also a testing ground for how USA Basketball will handle Caitlyn Clark content. If they're smart, they'll recognize that giving her additional visibility benefits everyone. More Caitlyn content means more eyes on the entire roster. It means higher engagement for Team USA's social channels. It means building anticipation for international competitions, where the stakes are higher. If they're not smart, they'll treat her like just another player on the roster and wonder why viewership doesn't match expectations. The Fever learned this lesson the hard way during the 2020. Early in the year, their social media strategy was inconsistent. They'd post game highlights, but miss the personality moments. They'd focus on team content while their fans were screaming for Caitlyn's specific accent. It took them months to adjust, and by the time they figured it out, they'd already left engagement on the table. USA Basketball can't afford the same learning curve. They have a limited window with this roster. Exhibition games in April, potential international competitions in the summer. Every piece of content they create now builds toward those moments. Every day they don't post Caitlyn Clark content is a day her fans are getting their basketball fix from someone else. And here's the thing about fan loyalty in women's basketball. It's player-driven, not team-driven. WNBA fans follow players across teams, across leagues, across continents. They'll watch Breanna Stewart in Turkey. They'll stream Aja Wilson's off-season training videos. They'll consume any content featuring their favorite players regardless of the uniform. That means Caitlyn Clark's fan base isn't inherently loyal to the Fever or to Team USA. They're loyal to her. And maintaining that loyalty requires consistent engagement, authentic content, and a strategy that respects both her need for privacy and her fans' need for access. The next few weeks will reveal whether the people managing her career understand that balance, whether USA Basketball's media team recognizes the opportunity in front of them, whether Caitlyn herself is ready to step back into the spotlight after 5 months away. Because here's what nobody's saying out loud: the WNBA's growth isn't guaranteed. The viewership spike in 2024 was driven almost entirely by Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. Take them away, and the numbers crater. We saw that in real time during games they didn't play. The league averaged 440,000 viewers for Fever games. For games without Caitlyn, that number dropped to 380,000. That's not sustainable league growth, that's star-driven interest. And star-driven interest requires star maintenance. You can't let the stars go dark and expect the interest to remain. So when Caitlyn Clark walks into that North Carolina facility on December 5th, she's not just showing up for Team USA camp, she's testing whether the infrastructure around her has learned anything from the past 5 months. Whether her management team has a content strategy beyond post occasionally and hope for the best. Whether USA Basketball understands they're not just hosting a training camp, they're managing the most valuable asset in women's sport. The engagement on that 23-second arrival video suggests the audience is still there, still waiting, still ready to consume whatever content features Caitlyn Clark. The question is whether anyone's ready to feed that appetite consistently, authentically, and strategically. Because if they're not, someone else will. Another league, another player, another story will fill that void. And in the attention economy, voids don't stay empty for long. They get filled by whoever shows up consistently enough to claim the space. Caitlyn Clark earned her position as the face of women's basketball through talent, work ethic, and an ability to perform under pressure that most athletes never develop. But maintaining that position requires a different skill set. It requires understanding that the off-season is when brands are built or lost. That social media and engagement isn't optional anymore, it's fundamental. That fans who feel ignored eventually stop being fans. So drop a comment. Do you think Caitlyn Clark's team has figured out the content strategy, or are they still learning on the job? Because the next few weeks will give us the answer. And that answer will determine whether she comes out of this Team USA camp bigger than ever, or whether 5 months of silence cost her momentum she'll spend next season trying to rebuild.